In this last unit, we will examine communication within friendships, families, and intimate relationships. As stated, a friendship is defined as a voluntary relationship that provides social support. In examining communication within a friendship, we need to look at how friendships are created, managed, and maintained. Some of our friendships last for years, while others last for a short time. Modern technology has decreased the amount of time a friendship will end. Although some of these type of relationships fail because of lack of face-to-face contact, other reasons for friendships ending is a change of values. We grow out of phases in our lives and may find other interests. Some of our task-oriented friendships form because of shared activities, while maintenance-oriented friendships form because of similarities we have for liking the same thing or emotional support. With some of our friends, we disclose a lot of information about ourselves, while in other relationships, we just share general information. The breadth of topics shared and depth of topics will vary in each friendship. Another consideration is our sense of obligation for friends. For some friends, we would do almost anything for them, while others we feel a low sense of obligation. You have probably noticed that your close friends you get back with right away, while others may be delayed. Some of our friends we frequently stay in touch with, while others we may only contact occasionally. This doesn't mean we are not as close to these friends. Technology has changed this, as we are able to stay close to friends that live far from us. There are also many functions of friendships. For example, the utility function indicates that some friends can do useful things for you, maybe helping you get a job or introducing you to a romantic partner. The affirmation function sustain and affirm your personal value and help you appreciate your qualities. The ego support function can be supportive, encouraging, and complimentary, which strengthens your ego. Some friends introduce you to new ideas and new ways, which serves as your stimulation function. The last function, the security function, is demonstrated when friends come to your aid and when you need them to support you and to be non-judgmental. Culture has an effect on friends and how they are maintained. In the United States, in some friendships can be seen not going out of the way for friends, while in Middle East and Latin America, these cultures would go to extreme measures for friends. Generally speaking, friends are closer within collectivist cultures rather than individualistic cultures. Friends in collectivist cultures are expected to look out for one another more. Competition between friends can be seen more in the individualistic culture. Gender can have an effect on how you look at friendships and who becomes your friend. Research has indicated that women engage in more affectional behaviors with their friends. Women also have more casual communication and share a greater amount of intimacy than do men. Men's friendships, however, are normally built around shared activities such as attending ball games, working on a project, or other things. Women, on the other hand, focus their friendships on the sharing of feelings, support, and personalism. Technology has changed how friendships are formed as well. Online friendships are very common nowadays, and distance is no longer a factor in contacting friends. So we need to consider what are the best practices in friendships. One of these is that we demonstrate loyalty through standing up for one another. Secondly, that we learn to trust each other. Listening to our friend especially can help reinforce the relationship. When friends tell us secrets, we need to maintain confidences. Betraying these confidences can harm the relationship. Lending a helping hand can show our friend that we truly care. In friendships, emotional support is detrimental, can help in the bonding process. Many a friendship has been broken because of jealousy. Instead, demonstrate respect and empathy toward one another. Having a balanced exchange where you don't take more than you give is an important rule to follow in friendships. Be aware of closeness and independence in friendships. There will be times when a friend needs their privacy and space, when they need your input. Lastly, consider that in friendships that everyone makes mistakes and that we need to forgive and forget. This next section is concerned with communication and families. One of the first considerations that in families, many times there are specified roles that each person takes on. Within the role comes responsibilities. Within traditional heterosexual relationships, men are considered to be the primary breadwinners and maintenance person. Traditionally, women have been seen as the cook, child rearer, and housekeeper. This is less true amongst highly educated couples and highly socioeconomic classes where these roles have greatly changed. Gay and lesbian couples do not follow this traditional role pattern as well. Family members see themselves as having certain obligations and responsibilities to one another. Examples of financial emotional support are good examples of this. Primary relationship partners have a shared history and can have a shared future. In general, primary relationships share living spaces. However, this can change with some cultures. There are also many relationships which have long-distance relationships. Within family types, people in the family can have high or low level of conformity orientation. Some families share many common values, attitudes, and beliefs, and others at a lower level. Conversation orientation, on the other hand, is concerned with the degree family members can speak their mind. Naturally, a family with a low conversation orientation discourages discussion and sharing opinions. Many families have rituals which they follow. Some of these rituals might be family meals, opening a Christmas present on Christmas Eve, teasing each other, or there could be many other rituals that they follow. Step families have unique communication rules to follow. For example, many times certain topics are avoided or deep conversations may be avoided in these situations. Other considerations are such things as who will speak or how one speaks to others in family, topics which are dealt with, and how open the conversations are. There are different couple types that we need to examine as well. Traditional couples share a basic belief system and a philosophy of life. They consider themselves to be a blending of two persons into a single couple. Traditionalists believe in sharing things and doing very little separately. Traditional gender roles are kept. Independent couples stress individuality. Outside friends are of great importance in these type of relationships. And separate couples stress convenience in their relationship. Within families, there are usually boundaries, whether they be physical or mental in nature. Boundaries, as we know, are limits which are set on families' members' actions. In a family, there is a struggle between cohesion and independence. Cohesion is important, but can constrict the family member and cause them to be stifled. Disconnection can occur if too little cohesion occurs. An example of a physical boundary might be punishing a child so that he or she has to stay inside for the day. Some topics of discussion create boundaries, such as not talking about sex in front of small children. Sometime boundaries are negotiated, as in the example of the teenager who wants a later curfew. Adaptability to change in a family is important. For example, as children grow into adults, parents need to adapt to these changes. Likewise, when parents change, children need to learn to adapt as well. When adaptability is too high, this can create chaos within the family. Rigidity can occur when adaptability is too low, so therefore a moderate level of adaptability is desirable. Confirming rather than disconfirming messages within a family needs to be encouraged. Confirming messages demonstrate that you care about the other person, while disconfirming messages show no concern for others. Belittling children or putting someone down are a good example of disconfirming messages. Confirming messages might be telling children that they are important or that listening to them demonstrate good examples of confirming messages. In families, dealing constructively with conflict is very important. Conflict is inevitable and is common within families. For this reason, management of conflict is vital. Sweeping conflict under the rug, so to speak, is not healthy and will only delay resolving problems. Some best practices of conflict management within a family include not sweating the small stuff. In other words, don't harp upon trivial issues. Secondly, break down large issues to something more manageable. Third, Let family members know that you appreciate them and care about them. Be open about any concerns that you have with them, and seek win-win solutions for both sides. In other words, both sides win out. Realize that not all conflicts can be resolved. This next section deals with intimacy, and intimacy is concerned with a relational closeness which can bring happiness. Emotional intimacy demonstrates feelings and emotions towards others, such as saying I love you brings emotional intimacy. An example of physical intimacy can be seen through pregnancy. An unborn child and a mother develop this type of physical intimacy. Intellectual intimacy can occur through the exchange of ideas. This exchange can bring about a closeness in a relationship. Shared activities can also bring a closeness and strengthen a relationship. For example, two children playing together may develop a bond. Do you realize that not all relationships have these qualities, and that there are different levels of intimacy? Gender and intimacy is something we need to examine as well. Research has indicated that women are more interested than men in achieving emotional intimacy. Men are more likely to create and express closeness by doing things together. As a friend is someone who does things for you and with you. This stresses and misunderstandings occur when men view shared activities or do favors as closeness, yet women desire the emotional disclosure. Commitment of some kind is important in relationships. Promises kept and follow through can affect relationships. Weddings demonstrate a strong commitment to each other in a relationship. The language we use to demonstrate commitment helps to reinforce this commitment to others. Lastly, we need to maintain communication within friendships, families, and intimate relationships. And researchers Stafford and Canary provide the following good strategies in maintaining as a voluntary relationship that provides social support. First, they say that positivity can keep things communication within a friendship and help to avoid how criticisms are created, managed, and maintained. Secondly, keeping the conversation open about needs and concerns can help improve. Some of our friendships last for years, while others last for a short time. Provide assurance. Modern technology has decreased the amount of time a friendship will end. Although some of these type of relationships fail because of other obligations-based contact. Other reasons for friendships and social networks, which includes friends and family, can provide support in our lives and may find other relational maintenance is some of our tasks in the relationship friendships and form because of shared activities, and this is the end of this oriented friendships form because of similarities we have for liking the same thing or emotional support. With some of our friends, we disclose a lot of information about ourselves, while in other relationships, we just share general information. The breadth of topics shared and depth of topics will vary in each friendship. Another consideration is our sense of obligation for friends. For some friends, we would do almost anything for them, while others we feel a low sense of obligation. You have probably noticed that your close friends you get back with right away, while others may be delayed. Some of our friends we frequently stay in touch with, while others we may only contact occasionally. This doesn't mean we're not as close to these friends. Technology has changed this as we are able to stay close to friends that live far from us. There are also many functions of friendships. For example, the utility function indicates that some friends can do useful things for you, maybe helping you get a job or introducing you to a romantic partner. The affirmation function sustain and affirm your personal value and help you appreciate your qualities. The ego support function can be supportive, encouraging, and complimentary, which strengthens your ego. Some friends introduce you to new ideas and new ways, which serves as your stimulation function. The last function, the security function, is demonstrated when friends come to your aid and when you need them to support you and to be non-judgmental. Culture has an effect on friends and how they are maintained. In the United States, in some friendships can be seen not going out of the way for friends, while in Middle East and Latin America, these cultures would go to extreme measures for friends. Generally speaking, friends are closer within collectivist cultures rather than individualistic cultures. Friends in collectivist cultures are expected to look out for one another more. Competition between friends can be seen more in the individualistic culture. Gender can have an effect on how you look at friendships and who becomes your friend. Research has indicated that women engage in more affectional behaviors with their friends. Women also have more casual communication and share a greater amount of intimacy than do men. Men's friendships, however, are normally built around shared activities such as attending ball games, working on a project, or other things. Women, on the other hand, focus their friendships on the sharing of feelings, support, and personalism. Technology has changed how friendships are formed as well. Online friendships are very common nowadays, and distance is no longer a factor in contacting friends. So we need to consider what are the best practices in friendships. One of these is that we demonstrate loyalty through standing up for one another. Secondly, that we learn to trust each other. Listening to our friend especially can help reinforce the relationship. When friends tell us secrets, we need to maintain confidences. Betraying these confidences can harm the relationship. Lending a helping hand can show our friend that we truly care. In friendships, emotional support is detrimental, can help in the bonding process. Many a friendship has been broken because of jealousy. Instead, demonstrate respect and empathy toward one another. Having a balanced exchange where you don't take more than you give is an important rule to follow in friendships. Be aware of closeness and independence in friendships. There will be times when a friend needs their privacy and space, and when you need your input. When they need your input. Lastly, consider that in friendships that everyone makes mistakes and that we need to forgive and forget. This next section is concerned with communication and families. One of the first considerations that in families, many times there are specified roles that each person takes on. Within the role comes responsibilities. Within traditional heterosexual relationships, men are considered to be the primary breadwinners and maintenance person. Traditionally, women have been seen as the cook, child rearer, and housekeeper. This is less true amongst highly educated couples and highly socioeconomic classes where these roles have greatly changed. Gay and lesbian couples do not follow this traditional role pattern as well. Family members see themselves as having certain obligations and responsibilities to one another. Examples of financial emotional support are good examples of this. Primary relationship partners have a shared history and can have a shared future. In general, primary relationships share living spaces. However, this can change with some cultures. There are also many relationships which have long-distance relationships. Within family types, people in the family can have high or low level of conformity orientation. Some families share many common values, attitudes, and beliefs, and others at a lower level. Conversation orientation, on the other hand, is concerned with the degree family members can speak their mind. Naturally, a family with a low conversation orientation discourages discussion and sharing opinions. Many families have rituals which they follow. Some of these rituals might be family meals, opening a Christmas present on Christmas Eve, teasing each other, or there could be many other rituals that they follow. Step families have unique communication rules to follow. For example, many times certain topics are avoided or deep conversations may be avoided in these situations. Other considerations are such things as who will speak or how one speaks to others in family, topics which are dealt with, and how open the conversations are. There are different couple types that we need to examine as well. Traditional couples share a basic belief system and a philosophy of life. They consider themselves to be a blending of two persons into a single couple. Traditionalists believe in sharing things and doing very little separately. Traditional gender roles are kept. Independent couples stress individuality. Outside friends are of great importance in these type of relationships. And separate couples stress convenience in their relationship. Within families, there are usually boundaries, whether they be physical or mental in nature. Boundaries, as we know, are limits which are set on families' members' actions. In a family, there is a struggle between cohesion and independence. Cohesion is important, but can constrict the family member and cause them to be stifled. Disconnection can occur if too little cohesion occurs. An example of a physical boundary might be punishing a child so that he or she has to stay inside for the day. Some topics of discussion create boundaries, such as not talking about sex in front of small children. Sometime boundaries are negotiated, as in the example of the teenager who wants a later curfew. Adaptability to change in a family is important. For example, as children grow into adults, parents need to adapt to these changes. Likewise, when parents change, children need to learn to adapt as well. When adaptability is too high, this can create chaos within the family. Rigidity can occur when adaptability is too low, so therefore a moderate level of adaptability is desirable. Confirming rather than disconfirming messages within a family needs to be encouraged. Confirming messages demonstrate that you care about the other person, while disconfirming messages show no concern for others. Belittling children or putting someone down are a good example of disconfirming messages. Confirming messages might be telling children that they are important, or that listening to them demonstrate good examples of confirming messages. In families, dealing constructively with conflict is very important. Conflict is inevitable and is common within families. For this reason, management of conflict is vital. Sweeping conflict under the rug, so to speak, is not healthy and will only delay resolving problems. Some best practices of conflict management within a family include not sweating the small stuff. In other words, don't harp upon trivial issues. Secondly, break down large issues to something more manageable. Third, let family members know that you appreciate them and care about them. Be open about any concerns that you have with them, and seek win-win solutions for both sides. In other words, both sides win out. Realize that not all conflicts can be resolved. This next section deals with intimacy, and intimacy is concerned with a relational closeness which can bring happiness. Emotional intimacy demonstrates feelings and emotions towards others, such as saying I love you brings emotional intimacy. An example of physical intimacy can be seen through pregnancy. An unborn child and a mother develop this type of physical intimacy. Intellectual intimacy can occur through the exchange of ideas. This exchange can bring about a closeness in a relationship. Shared activities can also bring a closeness and strengthen a relationship. For example, two children playing together may develop a bond. Do you realize that not all relationships have these qualities, and that there are different levels of intimacy? Gender and intimacy is something we need to examine as well. Research has indicated that women are more interested than men in achieving emotional intimacy. Men are more likely to create and express closeness by doing things together. As a friend is someone who does things for you and with you. This stresses and misunderstandings occur when men view shared activities or do favors as closeness, yet women desire the emotional disclosure. Commitment of some kind is important in relationships. Promises kept and follow through can affect relationships. Weddings demonstrate a strong commitment to each other in a relationship. The language we use to demonstrate commitment helps to reinforce this commitment to others. Lastly, we need to maintain our intimate relationships. And researchers Stafford and Canary provide the following good strategies in maintaining romantic relationships. First, they say that positivity can keep things upbeat and pleasant, helping to avoid criticism. Secondly, keeping the conversation open about needs and concerns can help improve the relationship. Third, provide assurance, which lets the other person know that they are important. Fourth, share the tasks and other obligations in the relationship. Social networks, which include friends and family, can provide support in the relationship. Relational maintenance is key to keeping the relationship going and flourishing. And this is the end of this unit.